Decide on Tuesday how Wisconsin votes and possibly the nation. In Green Bay, AJ Byport, Fox 6 News.
Paul Ryan will be back in Wisconsin tomorrow night. He'll be holding an event out at the airport. Well, with appearances by all of the major candidates in our area, it's clear this is a tight race. We know that. Recent polls show President Obama is the frontrunner right now in Wisconsin.
But our Ben Handelman says when political experts says you can throw out all of the polls, this election really is unpredictable.
The final push, the closing argument, this weekend is it. Time to make up your mind with the election clock ticking down to just hours. If you're looking for predictions how tight this race is, just look at all the campaign stops by the candidates themselves in the final week in Wisconsin.
A real phenomenon of Wisconsin is that people make up their mind over the last weekend.
Mordecai Lee, professor of governmental affairs at UWM, says those looking at polls as a prediction to how Tuesday night will turn out might not be the best idea.
We have to remember that generally speaking, the wording of a poll is, if the election were held today, how would you vote?
The final Marquette poll has President Obama with a lead over Mitt Romney and Tammy Baldwin up on Tommy Thompson. Public Policy and Rasmussen polls also show Obama leading Romney slightly. But even the pollsters admit they are focused on voter trends, not a final result.
One of the reasons we released the poll a full week before is because we're not fundamentally trying to get the race right. If we were, we'd want to wait until the day before the election.
Marquette poll director Charles Franklin says their research shows there is room for movement in the final days. Lee says it's a trait that is unique to the Badger State.
People feel free to change their minds. In Wisconsin, crossover voting is a very common thing.
If you need an indication how close this race is, just take a peek at who's been coming to town, a swing state on battleground in a race that is truly unpredictable.
It's just as likely that Romney could win Wisconsin as Obama winning Wisconsin.
In Whitefish Bay, Ben Handelman, Fox 6 News.
Election night will represent President Obama's event in Chicago and Mitt Romney's event in Boston. Plus, we're covering all the state and local races, too. Our wall-to-wall coverage starts at 5 p.m. That is Tuesday on Fox 6. And when the polls close at 8, you can get all of the election results on air and online at fox6now.com.
A fatal